Project Green School Education is a promotion of sustainable use of cultural and natural heritage and resources. Project code 15.2.1001. The project is co-financed by the European Union through European Regional Development Fund under the Intergraph 5A Romania-Bulgaria program. The content of this movie does not necessarily represent the official position of the European Union. You're about to make a tour to one of the most beautiful sites in Montana district. Get yourself prepared for a long walk to the protected areas in the region, as well as to the nature reserve in the district. For this purpose, you will need comfortable hiking boots, a mountain equipment, a guide, and a good mood. And do not forget to follow the group, because the mountain hides not only beauties, but also a lot of dangers. Thanks to its wild nature, Bulgaria ranks among the richest countries in whole Europe. Here you can find the rarest plants and animals, as well as the most beautiful natural landscapes. There are plenty of national and natural parks, reserves and protected sites on the territory of the country. That is why let's go to the Pastrina protected area. It is protected by the Biological Diversity Act, which means that the National Ecological Network must preserve the biological, geological and landscape diversity in it. Conditions for genetic exchange between separated populations and species must be created in order to ensure big enough breeding, feeding and resting sites, including during the migration and wintering of the wild animals. Pastrina protected area is located in the eponymous mountain Pastrina within the territory of Montana municipality, nearby the villages of Nikolovo, Dolnu Belotinci, Stubel, Krapčene, Lipen and Bujčinovci municipality on the territory of the villages Ohrid, Poliuwa and the town of Bujčinovci itself. The Pastrina protected area has a total size of 35,000 acres. The grassy vegetation in it occupies 49% of the total area, and the dry grass is over 70%. The deciduous forests are 26%, and the arable land occupies a small part of it, 2%. Different animal species live there. For the hamster, the location of Pastrina protected area is favorable for living. It is a type of small rodent. It lives on the surface. Its color may be tawny yellow or yellow. Sometimes it has dark spots on the back. The hamster is active mainly during the day. It lives in underground tunnels from 1.5 meters to 3 meters in length, and the depth of the holes is between 0.5 meter and 2 meters. The main food of the hamster are the leaves of grassy plants. In the summer, it feeds on the seeds of cereals and it could cause a lot of damage. In order to find the exits of their holes, you have to look very carefully at the ground. There is a great variety of amphibians and reptiles in the Pastrina protected area. The yellow-bellied trout is one of the smallest frogs in our nature. Look for it when passing by the water. It may stay in the water all day long by just sticking out its head above the surface. It keeps its body under the water with its rear legs extended and widespread. The coloration varies between greenish dark brown and grey yellowish. All these frogs are the best thing against the irritant insects. The yellow-bellied trouts like eating mosquito larvae, most of which they devour under the water. We can also see European copper skink, European green lizard, scarus, wall lizard and common wall lizard in the Pastrina protected area. And the green tout will be your friend during the whole walk. You will recognize it by its skin because it has multiple warts scattered on it. The backside is grey-white with larger or smaller olive-green spots as the belly is grey-white. This frog is not attached to the water and the humid places. During the day, it usually hides under stones, fallen leaves, in rodents' holes, under fallen trees and branches, and in the evening it gets out of its hiding place to look for food. It eats different kinds of insects, slugs, earthworms, and other small animals. And as you walk around, watch out, because you may see the Herman's tortoise. It's protected in the Bulgarian Red Book. Most often you can find it in low mountainous and hilly areas, overgrown with shrubs and low sparse forests. They reach 36 centimeters in length, but usually 15 to 25 centimeters. It is active during the day, and in the spring and the autumn it may be seen almost all day. Nevertheless, in the hottest months, it prefers to walk around only in the morning and in the evening when it's cooler. It feeds mainly on grassy plants, most often legumes and rosin. Sometimes, together with the plant food, it devours small invertebrates, worms and molluscs. Again, in the water, we can find the European pond turtle too. It lives in the shallow ponds, lakes, swamps, fish ponds, rivers and small springs. It is compulsory for the turtle that these ponds are rich in aquatic vegetation. They differ from the tortoises that live on the ground by their flatter shell and the numerous yellow spots and small lines on their feet and head. The rivers also have their place in Pastrina protected area. Different fish lives there. One of them is the black Balkan barbel, which is the standard for the fish beauty in the water. It rarely exceeds 35 centimeters in length, and its weight could reach up to 1 kilo. The colors of the black Balkan barbel depends very much on the environment. Usually, the fish is golden, full with small dark flecks. Nevertheless, if the bottom is rocky rather than sandy, you may see more silvery specimens. The European Gentianella is also very common. It is a small river fish from 6 to 8 centimeters in size, beautifully colored. It can be seen in the lower and medium currents of most of the rivers. The male specimens are significantly brighter in color, in pink and red on the bottom side and blue, violet and oil green on the top. As you approach medium and upper currents of the rivers, with a sand gravelly bottom and a fast current, you will certainly see the Balkan ray-finned fish. The Balkan ray-finned fish differs in its lower and prolonged body, as well as the presence of more and smaller spots on the sides of the body. And as you are walking, look around to spot other animals too. If you're lucky enough, you can see one of the most beautiful beetles in Bulgaria, the Rosalia langicorn. It is amazing to see it in flight with its wings widespread. Its colors transfuse with delicate metallic glare in the sunlight. The Rosalia langicorn could be seen at an altitude of between 500 and 1000 meters. It inhabits mainly the beech forests, but it can breed in elm trees, hornbeam trees, lime trees and chestnut trees. It reaches up to 38 millimeters in length, and it feeds on pollen. If you happen to meet this incredibly beautiful insect, do not bother it. Just make a remembrance photo so you can praise what a gem you have found in the forest. It is in danger of extinction because of the clearing of the deadwood from the forests and the afforestation with coniferous species in the place of the previous beech forests. Because the deadwood is the habitat of thousands of species of insects, fungi and lichens, and plays a significant role in the stabilization of the forest ecosystem, the modern way to manage the forests recommends leaving the fallen trees as they are in the forest so it can develop normally. And among all these animals, there is the swamp plant that you cannot miss because of its beautiful purple-blue colors. This is the Russian red bugloss. It usually has a single stem between 20 and 80 centimeters in length. It could be seen in the dry grassy places in the lowlands and the foothills. The Pastrina protected area has its purpose to preserve the natural state of the natural habitats and the habitats of the different animal species as well as of their population. Among all the other natural landmarks in the northwest is Gorna Kuria, Natural Reserve Berkovica. The area is extremely beautiful. It is situated on the northern slopes of West Stara Planina at the foot of Mount Kon. It is located in the Kurite area, about 12 kilometers away from the town of Berkovica. Its total area is 161 acres, of which 146 acres are afforested and the rest are not. It's located at an average altitude of 1,500 meters. And it is exposed to the north, northwest and northeast. Since 1968, it's declared a reserve in order to conserve the rare spruce and spruce fir forests in Stara Planina, as well as the only wood grouse population in northern Bulgaria. Typical for the reserve are the other 160 years old beech forests, spruce and fir plants. These forests are inhabited mainly by deer, feral pigs, wolves, foxes and wild cats. In the winter, the reserve offers good conditions for practicing ski and snowboard. There is also a lift there. One of the most beautiful spots in the country is the area of the town of Chiprovci. The locals joke that there are as many landmarks around them, historical and cultural monuments, as there are stars in the sky. Among them is a Dejanica protected area with the size of about 30 hectares. It's a wonderful sunny meadow underneath Mount Trichuki, which is 1,938 meters high, and Mount Vraja Glava, 1,936 meters high. A picturesque site in the Chiprovci section of Stara Planina, inviting you to try alpine hiking and relaxation. Here you could find different plant species and high trees lined up side by side like soldiers. The eponymous eco path that's well marked on the map passes through this area. The eco path continues to the Chiprovci waterfall itself. It's quite steep and extreme in some places. The time you need to pass through the Janica eco path is about 5-6 hours. Another protected area in the region is Ravnensko Gradnište. In the village of Ravna, again nearby the town of Chiprovci. It is located next to the village of Ravna itself and occupies an area of 186 hectares. It immediately stuns with its nature unspoiled by man's interference and the opportunity to see protected plant species and the remains of a Thracian fortress and a Roman mint. Those scattered protected areas nearby at an altitude of 1,550 meters and consists of a century-old spruce forest. The Uruchnik protected area is situated in the west, nearby the village of Barzia. Berkovica municipality. It includes century-old forests, 150 years old, with natural spruce beech and beech plants in the upper mountainous zone in West Taraponina. As mountaineers, do not forget to pick the right season to see the protected areas. Not every season in Bulgaria is suitable for a walk there, and the most pleasant ones are the spring and the summer. The sites are protected areas, which means that you must preserve the nature carefully. Do not pick the flowers, do not start a fire, do not disturb the passing animals, and do not kill the insects. They are an important part of the biological balance of the Balkan, and our life depends on them and their life. Project Green School Education is a promotion of sustainable use of cultural and natural heritage and resources. Project code 15.2.1001. The project is co-financed by the European Union through European Regional Development Fund under the Intergraph 5A Romania-Bulgaria program. The content of this movie does not necessarily represent the official position of the European Union.